After a deadly lightning strike on Siesta Key this weekend, we have some tips to stay safe during those dangerous storms.
And a master plan for the bay. Details are coming up.
And how this gator got to ride along with some sheriff's deputies. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC7 News at 11.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Matter. A final plan has been announced for the Bay, Sarasota. Designers coming up with the master plan to develop the bayfront area near the Van Wezel after months of public discussion. ABC7's Rick Adams joins us live tonight from Sarasota City Hall, where a workshop took place with city commissioners about those plans. Rick?
Yeah, Jacqueline, good evening. There has been a lot of progress. There's now a master plan in place. After many months of public input and various designs regarding development of the 53 acres of the bayfront near the Van Wezel, a final master plan has been released.
People couldn't imagine that we could come to a great solution that would make everybody happy, and hopefully everyone sees something in this master plan that they're excited about for the future of the community.
Bay Sarasota's plans include an outdoor event lawn and amphitheater, possibly a floating stage, ferry and water taxi service, and improvements to existing boat ramps. This plan also includes keeping the Van Wezel Performing Arts Hall.
I think that the work up to this point has been really comprehensive, involving the community the way they have, engaging experts and looking into what we have there, what we want to have there. But then the reality is we've got to look at what we can finance.
On Monday, a special workshop was held with city commissioners regarding the bay. Members from the Sarasota Orchestra and the Van Wezel Foundation were making a strong push for a new world-class performing arts center as part of the plans.
We are beyond excited. We are beyond. It's getting very real right now, so we're all fired up.
In addition to Monday's workshop, Bay Sarasota will go in front of city commissioners for approval of the master plan on September 6th. It's a plan that has a lot of folks very excited.
It's really a beautiful plan for this part of Sarasota. It should really do good things for Sarasota.
And there is a public meeting on this tomorrow afternoon at 1:30. It'll take place at the Municipal Auditorium. Reporting live from downtown Sarasota this evening, I'm Rick Adams. Jacqueline, back to you.
Okay, Rick, thank you. Now to a story we've been watching develop throughout the day. Health officials warning people to take precaution during storms after one man was struck by lightning over the weekend. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office tells us 33-year-old James Barton of Seffner died after being hit yesterday afternoon. It happened around 2:15 on the beach behind the Pepper Tree Bay condos on Midnight Pass Road. Witnesses say they tried to give Barton CPR before paramedics transported him to a local hospital, but it was too late. His mother remembers the last conversation she had with him.
I asked him, I send him a scripture every day. And I asked him if he got a scripture. He said, yep. And I said, just make sure you pray. You don't know when your last day is.
Experts say getting struck by lightning can happen almost anywhere, and Mother Nature is not a force to be reckoned with, certainly not. And Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan has been tracking storms throughout the day. He also has some tips for us on those lightning do's and don'ts. Bob?
Well, here's one don't that you shouldn't do. This photo taken by Daniel Matuzek, and you can see looking at Siesta Key right here. This is at 1:45 yesterday afternoon. Now the lightning occurred at 2:15 that caused that fatality. This was the storm clouds and the thunderstorms coming to the north. And you can see these people on the beach just kind of relaxing right here, a group of them right there near the water. It's a terrible place to be during a lightning storm because look at, they're the tallest object on the beach, and lightning likes tall objects. And I know it's not that tall, but it's taller than the surrounding sand. So they picked them out as targets. And notice all these people here walking. There's a good group around here as well. A few more people walking there. Whenever you see storm clouds like these, even if you don't see or hear the thunder or see the lightning, you better believe there's going to be some pretty soon, especially with a developing storm like that. Now, as far as where you should go, indoors, away from windows, the best place to be. Obviously, lightning is attracted to tall objects, and you wouldn't believe how many people are killed as a result of them taking shelter under trees across the state and across the United States, just getting away from the rain. Well, lightning likes trees, and they explode those trees, and the tree falls on you if the lightning doesn't get you. Another good place is an automobile. It's not because of the rubber tires either. It's because of the frame of the car is metal, and lightning likes metal, and goes around the frame down into the ground, so they offer some protection. Just don't hang your hand out the window and touch that metal, and also stay away from the metal objects. You know, lightning can go to rings. In this case, we heard that it went to his keys that were hanging out, the gentleman on Siesta Key. And obviously, if you're in a pool, a bad place to be. If you hear the thunder roar, go indoors. And remember, you should wait 30 minutes after the last thunder before you resume your outdoor activities. Those are just some of the rules. Again, you always have to be cognizant, too, of developing storms. Sometimes the first lightning strike could occur and could be near you. So download our weather app, too. It lets you know how far the lightning is from your location and alerts you to any lightning in your area. Nothing like that right now going on here. There are some storms offshore. These are going to stay offshore for the most part, and it looks like we'll see a fairly quiet night overnight, and had some heavier storms up near Pinellas County and Hillsborough. Those have since moved on, and you can see that now traveling off to the northwest. Still some activity here in the Gulf of Mexico. There could be a morning shower along the coast, but I'm not counting on too much widespread rainfall. A little less activity tomorrow, still some around though. And then most of the storms coming up later this week will be inland. We'll talk about that, and we'll take a look at the quiet tropics thus far. Jacqueline?
All right, thank you, Bob. We'll talk to you soon. Venice residents have been asking for a hurricane shelter since last year's storm. There's not many shelters, but that could change with the addition of a new Sarasota Memorial Hospital off of Laurel Road. A preliminary hospital site plan currently shows a hospital, ER, parking garage, and a hurricane shelter. But before it can happen, it needs approval and funding from the City of Venice and Sarasota County. Manatee County's Public Safety Department working with Apple to help pinpoint your location faster when you call 911. It works using a new technology called Rapid SOS that's connected to all iPhones with the latest iOS software update. According to the company that developed it, many 911 communication centers have outdated infrastructures that can delay information or even give dispatchers inaccurate or unreliable locations. The new technology is free for any public safety department. New details tonight about a crime in Gulf Cove in Charlotte County. A third suspect has been arrested for involvement in a shooting there earlier this month. This Friday, Daniel Bouchard was charged with trying to sell fake substances as real drugs. According to police and statements from two others who were arrested, he tried to sell them a white powdery substance as cocaine, and that led to an argument where guns were involved.
The children in this facility are being treated exceptionally well. They were in classrooms learning. Another group of younger children was on their way to the Seaquarium this morning.
Well, that was Representative Carlos Curbelo today speaking to the media in South Florida about protests after protests broke out all weekend in front of the immigrant detention facility in Homestead. Curbelos added that there needs to be an end to family separation and the children at the facility here in Florida. The students from Marjorie Stoneman and Douglas High School will be on the Suncoast this week. The Parkland shooting survivors and activists kicked off their March for Our Lives Florida Road Tour last week. The group will be in Sarasota on Wednesday at Selby Public Library from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. They will host a live panel discussing gun reform and will give the community the chance to register to vote. Their goal is aimed at getting young people educated, registered, and motivated to vote before the midterm elections in local communities across the nation. In just 7 weeks, Manatee County students will be heading back to the classroom, and still school guardians have not been hired to protect the elementary school students. According to the district, there were 250 applicants for the guardian position. The district and sheriff's office have narrowed that pool down to 100. Drug tests, background checks, and psychological testing has started for about 20 of those finalists. Although the district only intends to hire 35 guardians, Deputy Superintendent Ron Serrana expects some candidates will not qualify.
The Guardian program is very well attended with quality applicants. We have a lot that have law enforcement background, a lot that have been retired, but some are also nearing their retirement, and so they're looking at maybe retiring early.
Guardian training is expected to start in mid-July. The goal is to have all guardians hired and trained by the end of September. Serrana says SROs will fill in any positions that the district still has open. Wildlife officials are looking for the person or people who vandalized multiple sea turtle nests on Siesta Key. It appears someone drove an ATV or a golf cart through 8 nests, which were behind some condos off of Sanderling Road. FWC officials think the crime was committed sometime on Thursday night. Sea turtles' nests and the hatchlings are federally protected. If those responsible are found, they could face jail time. The battle over a proposed constitutional ban on greyhound racing is heating up as opponents serve a cease and desist letter on the group looking to end dog racing. The Committee to Support Greyhounds said it hit the Protect Dogs Yes on 13 group with the letter today after Yes on 13 used video from a greyhound racing supporter in an ad without his permission. The owner of that video says the group is misrepresenting what that video really shows. However, Yes on 13 claims they are protected by the First Amendment and fair use doctrine to share his footage with Florida voters. The issue of greyhound racing will be voted on in the November election. We'll take a look at this, a gator with quite a sweet ride. Hillsborough County Sheriff's deputies found this gator at a CVS in Brandon. Apparently he was running errands all day because he was also seen at a Speedway gas station before he was caught. Deputies were able to catch him and give him a ride home. As the 4th of July holiday approaches, law enforcement will be looking for impaired drivers both on and off land. Boaters will notice an increase in the numbers of officers on the water from Friday through Sunday as a part of Operation Dry Water. Driving a boat with a blood alcohol level of 0.08% is illegal here in Florida. That's about the blood alcohol content of 1 beer, a glass of wine, or 1 shot of liquor. Stay with us. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast. Plus, gas prices are going down, but not for long. We'll show you where you can find the cheapest prices here in Florida and the new flights that you can take soon out of SRQ.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Sarasota Oxygen and CPAP is the largest locally owned CPAP supply company in the area. Is it time to replace your old equipment? The staff at Sarasota Oxygen and CPAP can show you the most up-to-date CPAP equipment and supplies to meet your sleep apnea needs, including portable travel devices and the SoClean automatic CPAP sanitizer. We serve all of Southwest Florida, giving the highest quality of care with the finest CPAP equipment. Please visit our website, sarasotacpap.com.
According to Golf Digest, 2 of the nation's top golf resorts are on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, the Auburn Opelika Marriott at Grand National, and the Renaissance Ross Bridge Golf Resort and Spa in Birmingham. Plus, the Marriott at Grand National was recognized as Hotel of the Year by Marriott International. Experience luxury and world-class golf Southern style. Visit rtjgolf/resorts or call 800-949-4444 to book your trip to the trail.
I just need a second.
Is your weight holding you back and affecting your health?
Did you see this? Your cousin had a heart attack.
Really?
Excess weight or obesity can be serious, but you can do something about it. Visit yourweightmatters.org. Download the free toolkit to prepare you to speak with a healthcare provider. Your weight does matter. Accept the challenge and take charge today. Visit yourweightmatters.org.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 78.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
Bob, we've all been talking about the unfortunate incident on Siesta Key involving the young man who passed away after being hit by lightning.
Yeah.
And we want to make sure other people, that doesn't happen to them as well.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't happen,
you know,
what, it's been a few, 10 years?
1991 is the last time
right.
on Siesta Key 2 people were killed by lightning. They were walking the beach. And also a couple of years ago in Fort Myers, 2 kids were killed by lightning, and they were walking north, and the storm came up from the south, and sure enough, a bolt from the blue got them. It wasn't raining at the time either for them. So it is a dangerous subject. Obviously, it's more threatening to your life than hurricanes are here in the state of Florida, if you look back at the history of lightning strikes. So something to take heed and take warning when that lightning comes around. And download our weather app, because it'll tell you how far that lightning is away from you and if it's approaching your particular area. So it's always a good thing to have and a good tool to have here along the Sun Coast. Here's what's going on. A beautiful sunset. Had a chance to get out to the bayfront there at the Van Wezel, and I shot some video as well. This is some tower cam. And boy, what a gorgeous sunset it was. The storms blew through and cooled things down. The rain cooled air. It's one of the benefits of these afternoon storms, is that it does cool things down quite nicely. Mother Nature's air conditioner, and really helped out as far as that goes, and made for a pleasant evening here along the Sun Coast. And of course, a lot of photos sent in with a kind of sunset like that you would expect. A lot of them coming in, and this one from Lauren, who was out there, and he stopped by and said hello. He watches all the time. And again, we have a marker 54, Dave Beachy, spectacular sunset there. Calm conditions out on the bay. And Casey Key, Fred Seeger says he's not seeing much in terms of red tide or having the impacts of red tide there in Casey Key. This from Venice, Laura House. Having a nice shot right there. Talk about lightning deaths from 2017. The number was at 16 total, 5 of those coming from Florida, and that's where most of the deaths came from. The year before that, there were 40 deaths across the U.S. The July 4th weekend is typically the most active weekend for lightning injuries and deaths here across the entire United States. You would figure a lot of people out watching the fireworks, and always a problem. These are the different locations that occurred in 2017. So far this year, we've had 3 deaths as a result of lightning. The one on Siesta Key, and then a couple of others. A young lady was working out into a farm field and was struck by lightning. Another one was taking shelter under a gooseneck truck or trailer, and it's not a good place to be. Indoors and away from windows, the best place to be when it comes to these lightning strikes coming around. Nothing like that right now. No lightning around. Will be a few tomorrow. We're going to start to see more of that focus, though, inland once again. Although we have some shower activity now redeveloping in the Gulf of Mexico, and we'll have to keep an eye on that. There's one lone shower there that could generate some lightning, as the water temperature now at 87 degrees, a little land breeze trying to develop there. And we have some showers out into, again, Highlands County. Rainfall amounts were impressive in some areas. Sarasota, 1.5 inches, 7/10 of an inch near Bradenton. And as far as the forecast goes for Tuesday, you'll see we'll start off the morning with showers off in the Gulf. Some of those working their way on late morning, early afternoon. And then you'll notice that most of the storms will be inland, pushing off to the east, and not as many tomorrow. So fewer storms will still be around, and then we start to go into this morning pattern where we'll see some storms along the coast in the morning, early afternoon, and then later in the day, again, the focus moving toward the east. That pattern is what we saw last week, where most of the storms were inland and along the east coast, and that's going to be played out Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then we'll start to see some moisture move back in. It's been rather dry. The atmosphere is very dry in the mid-levels of the atmosphere, and so is that the case in the tropics. All is quiet out there right now. Not much going on at all. We are not expecting any kind of tropical development, and that is due to this. This is African dust right now. A large area of it continues to suppress any kind of tropical development way out there in the Atlantic. So that's good news on that front. For beach and boating tomorrow, winds will be southeast, turning to the southwest at 10 knots. Seas running 1 to 2 feet and a light chop. The extended forecast then, 40% chance for some scattered showers and storms, most of it east of I-75. And then less of a chance on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We could even see some morning coastal showers here, and then a better chance for scattered storms as we head into the weekend. Jacqueline?
All right, thank you, Bob. It may not feel like it, but gas prices are actually going down. According to AAA, Florida gas prices went down for the 30th straight day yesterday, 20 cents total since Memorial Day. The average cost for a gallon of gas in the state is now $2.70. The prices are still 50 cents per gallon higher than they were a year ago, and gas will be at its highest price in 3 years for Independence Day.
It's about 20 cents per gallon lower than it was for Memorial Day weekend. May see a slight uptick over the next week or so, and then we can expect more of a long-term decline in gasoline prices.
Florida's most expensive gas can be found in Miami and West Palm Beach. The cheapest gas in the state is in the Tampa Bay area and Orlando, with an average cost of $2.60. We are just weeks away from a major construction project in Venice. Here's a look at the updated plan. In an effort to help downtown businesses, the project will now start work on eastbound lanes of Venice Avenue first. Those lanes will be closed from July through October. Then construction will move to the westbound lanes, tentatively closing lanes from October through November. That entire project is expected to be finished by the spring of 2019. After a week of being shut down, Cat Depot will reopen tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. The animal shelter's adoption center was closed for a week while it investigated a disease found in 2 kittens. Those cats were brought into the shelter, testing positive for a contagious viral infection. An update now on the new parking garage going up on St. Armand's Circle. The city broke ground last month on the $15 million facility. Here's what the former parking lot now looks like. Workers are in the early stages of building a 4-level garage on this land behind the Columbia restaurant. It will add hundreds of parking spaces to this busy shopping area, which comes as a relief to both shoppers and those who work there. Bronson Langston, a person who works there for a clothing store in the Circle, he says he's looking forward to that additional parking.
I think it's a great idea because we need more parking in the area.
Is it a hassle to park and work in this area?
Yes, it is.
Parking in the garage will be 50 cents an hour. The city is also adding parking meters to the rest of the area. The prime spots around the Circle will cost you $1.50 per hour. That garage is expected to be complete by December. Manatee County government is looking to fill some open seats. There are 3 openings for the Tourist Development Council, which is a citizens advisory committee that makes recommendations to the county commission on how tourist tax revenues should be spent. The county is looking for 1 member who is a general manager of a motel, hotel, or another tourist accommodation in the county, and another 2 seats are available for applicants who are involved in the tourist industry as well. Gray Television and Raycom Media announcing a merger that would create the 3rd largest television broadcast group in the country. Georgia-based Gray and Alabama-based Raycom, ABC7's owner, said on Monday they are combining the companies in a $3.6 billion deal. The companies say the merged firm will have more than 140 television stations serving 92 markets, ranging from large TV markets such as Cleveland and Tampa and Sarasota to small markets like Ottumwa, Iowa.
They share our corporate culture, that being, strong service to our local communities and powerful news heritage and great news stations.
LaPlatney says the companies both share similar corporate cultures that bring strong service to their local communities and powerful news heritage. American Airlines will soon add nonstop service to Chicago O'Hare at the Sarasota-Bradenton International Airport. The daily service will be operated seasonally starting December 19th. Tickets are now available for sale. And Norwegian Air launching nonstop flights to London's Gatwick Airport from Tampa International starting on Halloween. Right now you can only fly from Tampa to London on British Airways. The new service is part of Norwegian Air's plan to expand in North America. The first flights will start at only $214 one way. Entertainment news is next, but first here's what's coming up on Jimmy Kimmel.
It's the always humble Tiffany Haddish.
I've been the same Tiffany. I just got better wigs.
Plus DJ Khaled.
But it's gonna be fly.
Unnecessary censorship and music from Ella May. Kimmel tonight on ABC.
Don't miss the 34th Annual Hotel Planner Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix Festival, June 23rd through July 4th, with action-packed personal watercraft and powerboat racing off Lido Beach. And be sure to stop by the Boats by the Bay Party and this year's Fan Festival, featuring over 30 powerboats on display, live music, a live stream of the racing action, vendors, and much more. Both events are free admission in the Van Wezel parking lot. Presenting sponsors include Sarasota County and Visit Sarasota. Proceeds benefit Suncoast Charities for Children. For info, visit SarasotaPowerboatGrandPrix.org.
Every time you purchase a fishing license or register your boat, you're helping to preserve our nation's coastlines, lakes, rivers, and streams, protecting memories for generations to come. Learn how your participation in boating and fishing can help the environment at takemefishing.org/conservation.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think It Up.
Everything all right? Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery? Sure. We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
Michael Jackson fans are remembering the music legend today on the 9th anniversary of the King of Pop's death. In 2009, Jackson went into cardiac arrest at his home and was rushed to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead at 50 years old. The singer left behind 3 children and a music career that spanned decades. In 2009, Jackson's death was ruled a homicide caused by acute propofol intoxication. His doctor was found guilty of involuntary manslaughter and served 2 years of a 4-year sentence. For the second time this year, actress Heather Locklear was arrested for battery on a police officer and emergency personnel. Officials responded to 2 domestic disturbance calls at her home yesterday. Authorities say she kicked a deputy and an EMT who was trying to evaluate her. The 56-year-old has been released from jail. Just last week, Locklear was taken to a hospital for a psychological evaluation after reports that she was violent and suicidal. She was also arrested for battery against law enforcement back in February. Well, let's take a look now at this weekend's box office numbers. A big #1 opening weekend for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, $150 million. That's $10 million more than the most optimistic early tracking, but 28% less than the nearly $209 million opening for Jurassic World 3 years ago. Incredibles 2 business dropped by over half in week 2, but thanks to a record opening, it still made nearly $81 million. That's a look at entertainment tonight. We'll have a look at your winning lotto numbers straight ahead.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
Don't allow your weight to threaten your health or control your future. Excess weight or obesity can cause emotional and physical health risks. But you can take control. The Your Weight Matters campaign offers free resources and tips to help you measure and understand your weight. Take the Your Weight Matters Challenge. The free toolkit prepares you to speak with a healthcare provider about your weight. Your weight does matter. Take the challenge and take control today.
The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
Well, check this out. This picture of two former presidents is going viral. George H.W. Bush tweeted this photo today of his Bill Clinton socks, you heard me right, which he proudly showed to former President Bill Clinton. He added a congratulations to his great friend and now best-selling author. Proof that they can get along.
Couple of presidents, different political parties, having a good time, having a good laugh.
Now we just have to get socks with each other's faces on it, and we'll just wear those around. I don't know about that.
Jackets in here, it seems like it's a little bit cold. We are looking at some scattered showers tomorrow.
All right. We'll see you right back here tomorrow night. Have a good evening.